Hi, it's Darnell with Whale Recipes, and this is my 30-day review of the Nuwave Todd English Pro Smart Grill. And if you've not already seen the initial review, I invite you to go back and see that. In the initial review is where I show you how to use the cooker in very, very great detail. I do test cooks, I do measurements, I do side-by-sides, I do temperature testing, all kinds of things in the initial review. And any question you have is probably answered there. So usually when people ask questions here in the 30-day review comments, I just give them a link back to the initial review because that's where your answers probably are. So if you've not already seen that, please do see that, because here in the 30-day review I basically talk about my thoughts, impressions, and talk about some comparisons, but basically just talk about the cooker. All the cooks and whatnot are back there in the initial review. And there's also been another cook video since this one came out as well here on the channel, and over 800 videos here on the channel, tens of, well, over 70 cooker different types of reviews and whatnot on the channel, all types of stuff here, so be sure to check it all out. But basically here talking about the Nuwave Todd English Pro Smart Grill now. And generally speaking, this cooker is okay. I mean, that's basically my general assessment. It's okay. As a combination grill and air fryer convection oven, I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's okay. Basically, it's I wanted to say as far as the different settings that I use, because there's different settings I go into detail in the initial review, but the one that I found myself using the most was grill and combo. There's a combo setting where you can have the grill plate on the bottom and it's giving you heat from the bottom, and you have your heat from the top. That's the combo setting, and I would usually use that with like a 70% on the bottom, 30% on the top, which is the default setting for combo. Use that a lot for a lot of cooking. And also, if I wasn't using that, I'd use the grill setting, where I'm just using just the grill plate to grill things. And it's pretty cool because you can do like grilled toast. So like what I do, I'd heat the grill plate to 450 and then cook the bread on one side, flip it, cook it on the other side. It's almond flour whole wheat bread that I make here at home, and so it's more resilient than store-bought bread. The store-bought bread, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds a side or less would be enough to grill toast that, but it's like it grills it and it kind of toasts it at the same time and has the nice grill marks. It's kind of cool. And I wanted to also mention that after a cook, usually this cooker doesn't hold heat as long as some other cookers. Like when I mentioned the Ninja Speedy review, like an hour later you come back, open that thing up, and things are still very noticeably warm inside. With this one, things cool off a bit quick. I mean, not really quick, but quicker than some other cookers. So it doesn't stay hot very, very long after it cooks. So you'd want to, like, you know, just if you're going to have something you want to keep warm, just use a lower temperature and keep it warm. And so basically overall, as far as cooks, it's a little on the cooler side than some other cookers as far as just general cooking. It seems like sometimes I need a little more time or maybe a little higher temperature than I would with some other cookers. Just something to keep in mind, but it's not very loud as far as noise, and there's some sound, but it's not like a basket air fryer loud. It's kind of like a medium air fryer oven sound of a noise level. And I wanted to talk about, this other thing I want to talk about. With the grill function, or even the combo function, you have the grill plate in here down at the bottom. And this grill plate, oddly, I guess like just in general use of the cooker, sometimes this grill plate comes just a little bit out. It just comes dislodged just a little bit. And when it comes out just a little bit, I mean, it's easy for me to slide it in and out, which seems really convenient at first. But sometimes it just slides out just a little bit. And when it slides out, basically the grill doesn't work. You'll be preheating, and then it'll stop and it'll show like a little grill symbol on the display letting you know, oh, the grill plate needs to be pushed back in further. And so then I'd have to go push the grill plate back in, and then it finishes preheating so that, you know, like I wanted to use the grill or something. So that was a little annoying that the grill plate doesn't stay in there, you know, once you put it in all the time. I mean, it's not like it happened every time I use it, but just in general use, it seems like it would just come just a little off and be annoying, and it happened, you know, I'd say, and I use this cooker every day for everything. And so maybe like in a week, maybe 3-4 times having to deal with that. It's a bit annoying. So it would have been nice if it had stayed in there a little more sturdy, but all the same, you pop it, you know, push it back in, make sure it's in, and it's all good. The cooker has no memory of your last cook, so you have to use the presets or make your own preset to, I guess, get a swift setting that you want. And talk about that in the initial review also. The user interface is pretty easy to figure out, so there's no real issues there as far as just getting going using the cooker, in my opinion. One nice thing about this cooker is no smoke issues at all. I cooked a lot of stuff that would make smoke, and I'd see the smoke inside. I'd see a lot of smoke inside, but that smoke never came out the cooker. I never saw a whiff of smoke coming out of the cooker, which is very nice, unless I open the door. And I open the door, of course, then smoke's coming out. But I would grill stuff like the grilled peaches video in butter. You know, I'm grilling in butter, it's making smoke, but still it's not coming out of the cooker, which is really nice. This grill is very smokeless as far as smoke coming out from my experience. Now overall the cooks were even, but the tops do cook more than the bottom, and that's even with the combo setting, the tops cook more than the bottoms do. Unless of course you're using the grill function. If you're using the grill function, and only the bottom plate is heated, and so all your heat's coming from there. So now I'm going to just talk about the functions that I used in the cooker and my general impressions. And air fry I found works well. So it works well as an air fry. You got heat coming down from the top. So very nice. Nuwave knows how to do that well. The grill, it works, and you know, just make sure the grill plate is in all the way. It works, and it works very nice. And it's really easy to make your grill marks with this grill. So that's really cool. And as I mentioned, combo works well, so well that I use it most of the time, and it's a good way to basically do bacon roast using the combo setting. And so I want to talk about cleaning. It's very easy to clean the cooker, and talked about how to do that in the initial review, but just show you inside, let you get a look. You see things are, you know, fairly easy clean. I think maybe a little bit of stain may have gotten on the sidewalls, just a little, but overall things are fairly clean in there. And I washed everything by hand. I never used the dishwasher for, I don't think I used the dishwasher for anything. Maybe for the air fried basket, maybe, but usually by hand. So now I want to talk about comparisons of this cooker with some others. And I'm going to talk about comparisons with a few. If I don't mention one that you have particular interest in, then you'll have to look at the other reviews here on the channel, make your own determinations. But this Nuwave Todd English Pro Smart Grill versus the Cuisinart Air Fryer Toaster Oven with grill. I prefer the Nuwave over the Cuisinart. And the grill option for lower heat here with the Nuwave is better because you can take it in and out and not have, like if you don't want heat on the bottom, you have that option here with the Nuwave. You can just pull the grill plate out. And so it's just a little more versatile. And overall the cooks seem more even with this cooker than with the Cuisinart, so I prefer it between the two. Now this Nuwave Todd English versus the Ninja Foodie Indoor Grill. I'll say for grilling I prefer the Ninja. For baking I prefer the Nuwave. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd pick the Ninja because I prefer the Ninja for air frying. So for air frying and grilling I prefer the Ninja. And I could live with what it does, basically overcooking the tops of everything with baking. But the Nuwave Todd English does do better on baking. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Ninja Foodie Indoor Grill. Now this Nuwave Todd English versus the Caloric Max Air Fryer Oven Grill, I prefer the Nuwave. And one big reason is that there's no recurring cost of replaceable or with disposable filters, like with the caloric, where it's got that filter that you have to keep renewing every so often. I talk about that, the details of that review. But with this one, there's no need to replace filters, and it holds smoke in very well. So I like the Nuwave between those two. The last one I'll compare with is my present champ, the Gourmet XL French door air fry oven. And I'm going to stick with the bigger one, with the Gourmet. Still like it. It's bigger, can hold more, and cooks things without things being as overcooked on the top, which is cool. And so I'm just good with the Gourmet. That's basically the bottom line there. Full review of that here also on the channel. Do want to mention, I know that Nuwave makes a larger version of this cooker. I'm not going to be doing any reviews of that. I've made a full video about my position on internet connected cookers. Anybody that doesn't like it, plenty of other options on YouTube for you. God bless you. But nothing in this video is sponsored, and so there's lots of ways to help the channel in the video description, such as my cookbook, merch, membership, donations, link to the Amazon shop where you pay the same price, help this channel. Also, you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. And so with all of that said, if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon, and good eating.